on this episode of Bot versus Con.
Big asterisk. I'd love to see what they're going to do with these legs, because those are just a big brick.
I like this Bumblebee more than a lot of the Bumblebees we've seen lately. And the only thing that's the same is the forearms. It actually transforms differently.
I want to see your transformation video on this, because this is going to be a nightmare.
Hell, I want to see my transformation video on it. It looks like he has a onesie on with like some underwear on top, like in the face.
Go pick it up then.
Yeah, I
I'll
might.
be happy to see it in your collection.
I might.
That means he's going to.
But hopefully we get this in the next month or so. It made me, as a kid, it made me realize how my parents sucked at making money because I didn't have a T-Bop when I was a kid. This is where I'll give them credit. I agree.
And here they all are together. What do you think of this size comparison? Was that a jump scare?
that Bone Crusher was just awful.
This is Bot versus Con. Make sure to subscribe and consider becoming a member.
Welcome back, Bot versus Con fans. As always, I'm Bobby the Bot.
And I'm James the Con with Ravage today. And this is Bot versus Con, where your voice is heard.
And we're back with another round of news. But before we jump into that, let's say what's up to our official sponsor, The Chosen Prime, where you can find many of the figures that we're going to be talking about. Might be on pre-order, maybe on its way to you. Maybe they're not in stock yet. Who knows? But definitely want to say what's up to them. Also want to say thank you to our members. We really do appreciate the support. And of course, to our subscribers, we would not be doing this show without you. I am fresh from being back from BotCon, so I got a chance to meet a lot of people. Amazing. We will be doing kind of a recap on BotCon. Look at me, Bot versus Con.
Bot versus Con at BotCon.
Yeah. So it was a lot of fun and pictures and all that. So much to talk about. But before we jump into that, let's go ahead and stay with the news.
Yes, let's do it. And from one con to another, we have TFCon Toronto, where Michael Dobson is going to be there. And I guess he was the Unicron Trilogy Starscream's voice, which is very cool for all you Unicron Trilogy fans.
Yeah. I couldn't say I remember what the voice sounds like, but that's kind of cool.
I was pretty much going to say the same thing. I do think that it kind of devolved as it went on. Armada looks great. Energon looks okay. And then Cybertron looks the worst. But maybe that's just because I prefer the hand-drawn art style.
So the CG.
It's fine. But
I got it. I get it.
Yeah. Either which way, let's move on. This was our happy news before we get into the real stuff. Now the sad news. You got Prime dying right here, and he will not be getting back up. The Matrix will not be going to him. He is kaput. Because Paramount confirmed there's no plans for a Transformers 1 sequel. And this is kind of BotCon related news, because I guess Josh Cooley at one of the panels said that they don't even want to do it. So, very unfortunate. We finally get a Transformer movie that I actually thoroughly enjoyed in the theater. Bobby had a few Z's in the theater, but I think he enjoyed it as well. And now we're not going to get a sequel of probably the best Transformers movie, in my opinion, since the 86 movie.
I completely agree. And it's funny. And if Bruce, if you're watching, you can confirm. I was actually in one of the panels and I fell asleep. And it's not because I was bored. It's because when my body gets a chance to rest, it's just like.
That's what he likes you to say. But when we were in the third party panel, he was falling asleep at Iron Factory. So I'm pretty sure he was bored at that. I'm joking. I don't really know when he fell asleep. I just know he fell asleep. Both of us were fading.
Yeah, but it is sad that this is happening. I was really looking forward to a part 2. And I think they dropped the ball here, excuse me, and are just this is something else where it's leaving fans wanting more.
Yeah, and I think whoever was in charge of marketing for this movie needs to really either they might need more money. They might have been a one-person team and couldn't do it, but they need to really figure out what's going on, because that's the reason why this movie failed. They tried to make it look like Minions, but with Transformers.
I don't know. I can't blame it on money, because it's still the conversation. It wasn't like they used new clips or flown different people.
But you need the money I meant by staff. They might not have had a marketing crew. It might have been a marketing person.
I think they could have. The person who was in charge or following rules, whatever it was, whoever made the decision to say we're going to cater this to kids instead of catering it to adults. That's It's the messaging. It's not necessarily the money, because there was a lot of us that didn't want to see it because we thought it was going to be a Minions movie, and it was because of the way it was. The things that they showed made it uninteresting.
We literally talked about that we didn't want to see it up until it came out, and then we saw it honestly for the channel, for you guys, and we were both like, wow, that was really good. And
not only that, but it was the first clip, because they had a couple of trailers. The first
trailer was really bad. Yeah.
And then the as it got closer to the trailers got really good.
Yeah. So it's very sad. I wanted to see where this went. I thought it had a unique little spin on Transformers, and maybe we'll get a comic or something one day.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that. We will be right back with Just Announced, and we have some interesting things that I was not expecting, so stay tuned.
Yeah.
Moving into Just Announced, we just talked about Cybertron, or Galaxy Force, and there's going to be a complete edition of the manga released in Japan. Very, very cool. I've never read it, but I just said I don't like the designs, but I really do like the designs. I just don't like the CG, how it looks. This would be very fun to read. I don't think I'd be buying it, but I think it would be fun to read.
Yeah, I need it to be in English dub, please.
Yeah, who knows? It could be. So,
yeah.
Next up, Cyberworld Alita 1 character video profile. This is the one that turns into a boat.
I guess
It doesn't look bad. It does not look bad.
She looks like a bodybuilder.
That's what happens when you're on the water all day.
I guess so. She looks like she's not only a boat, she's like tugging boats, and
she could be. Pretty sure she's a speedboat, but maybe she's a tugboat. You never know.
Yeah. Okay.
This has probably got you interested, though. So, Takara missing Link Magnus might have been teased. So, HeroXNet on Twitter showed off this picture, which was found in the 2025 Generations book, which we did talk about. And you can see there's the RC right there, which is the missing Link RC. And you see Magnus. And I guess his chest and head turned into a little racer. Was that always the case?
Yeah, the G1 toy, you could do that.
I couldn't remember if that was.
I never knew. It didn't look like a racer, but them doing it here.
I don't know. I'm seeing a Formula One car right there with like a spaceship vibe.
Yeah. As a kid, I didn't see that at all. I saw the chest piece and the head just went on top of it,
floating around.
Yeah.
But this is very cool, and I'm very interested to see what they do. If these rumors are real. Big asterisk. I'd love to see what they're going to do with these legs, because those are just a big brick. That's going to require a lot more articulation than the Prime, who already had legs, but you just kind of split it and give it some knees and stuff. This is going to be a complete rehaul.
Well, and not only that, but it seems like they've been doing repaints with each release. So I'm wondering if they'll do a Diaclone. I was trying to think of his name.
I would Delta Magnus.
Delta Magnus, yes.
I would buy the Diaclone one.
Yeah. I would definitely be in for both. That would be so cool.
Would you buy a Piss Magnus?
Probably so.
I was gonna say you would, especially since the inner Prime would be different. I don't think you have a yellow Prime with black legs.
No, The closest thing that I've seen is that one that came with the hat that was released in Hong Kong. The black.
Yeah, but that was black and gold. So.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Yeah.
So let us know if you want a missing Link Magnus. I think it's pretty promising if they do it. So I'm very interested.
I'm very interested.
This isn't really for sale, but I thought this was so cool. We have a 3D printed Bumblebee by Toast. Who doesn't love some Toast? And I've said it before, I think in 50 years, this is going to be what toy collecting is, where you just print it yourself. Just like all the technology, it'll get more and more and more affordable. And you'll just be able to print a whole sprue like this and put it together yourself. So this is very cool. I don't understand how he was able to do it, but he must have some crazy 3D printer.
I like this Bumblebee more than a lot of the Bumblebees we've seen lately. I think this is really cool. I don't know, maybe it's for transformation, why there's the line with the circle on the side of the door, but I don't care. It transforms, and that's really cool. It also looks like he has like somebody took a bite out of his arms on the side there. Again, it's probably for transformation. Maybe things clip on there. I don't know, but this is so cool, and I agree with you. In hell, maybe 10 years, that's what's going to be happening.
Yeah, I can definitely see it. Next up, we got some pictures from Bobby the Bot. Why don't you explain?
Oh man, so thanks for everybody who jumped on the
impromptu live.
Yeah, that was crazy. This came as a big surprise, and surprise meaning I didn't know I was going to get a chance to take it into a room and take some pictures and do some video and things. I said on that live that there's more to come, so there's definitely more to come, so still stay tuned. But this was really cool. It was a little trick on the people who attended BotCon. Initially there was the one that's in color, the original pre-design of this figure in the case. And so it was exciting to see, but it was like, oh, okay. And then, it kind of threw people off when they saw the other one in there. And you can kind of see how much more, how much bigger it is, kind of a lot of the different features that are going to be on it. Seeing the roller and everything else, it was just really cool. And then...
and here we have the bot mode, which... I think you said on the live stream is like 90% new or something like that. Yeah,
the only thing that's the same so this is a remold of the Cup figure, aka Lock, and the only thing that's the same is the forearms. It actually transforms differently, so everything's different, which I thought was really, really cool. Because and granted, even if it's a remold, I think the thought of it being based off of Cup or that their Lock kind of I was like, because the first one was just so terrible. The second one was much better, but knowing that they did all that, that's even takes it 100 steps forward, I think.
Yeah, I agree, and you can see a lot of differences, like the white hinge on the leg and stuff, so I'm interested. So like Bobby said, stay tuned. We have some behind the scenes on this figure that we'll be posting really soon, so stay tuned for that. And let's continue with these, which are the trumpets that Funbee Studios made for the Constructicons.
They look good. They look big. They look like they're oversized. They look like they would almost fit a masterpiece. And if I was doing these, I would try to find more of a gold color than a yellow color. I think that would just look better. But otherwise, it's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they're cool too. You can just probably hit them with a can of spray paint. And
that too.
there you go. Print them out in white and just hit them with the can of spray paint.
That works too.
I don't know if these are going to be available, but we've looked at some upgrade sets before, and we've got some Megatron 3D printed accessories for the blockies. And I think you need to get these Megatrons and fit them all out.
Not gonna happen. I do want to give a shout out to. I'm having another flashback from BotCon. The blockies competition was amazing. It was pandemonium. It was so cool, and the person who won actually finished first in each round. So
Wow.
yeah, he was on it. So really, really cool. And everyone seemed to have a lot of fun. I think they had 50 contestants.
And it's a shame you weren't one of them.
No. I did something else. I got my butt kicked in.
Well, we'll have to wait to hear about what that's about. But yeah, these look good though.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on to this. Are you ready for Tornado from Magic Square Toys?
This looks really, really good. Oh yeah, I'm definitely ready for it. This looks really, really good. It looks very realistic. I
think the alt mode looks great too. Granted, I don't have a very good idea of what's a realistic helicopter, especially a wartime helicopter, but this looks very, very nice. The hinge on the back of the tail is a little bit of an eyesore, but other than that, I think it looks really good.
Are you talking about where the rear rotor?
No, well, I didn't even notice that one. I was talking about the one down by the fin.
Okay, I don't notice it, but okay.
This big square
on the top photo or the bottom photo?
The top photo.
Oh, okay, yeah, I don't even
Whatever, it doesn't matter. Either which way, Bobby thinks this is really good. I too think this does look very good.
Yeah. What is the back part? Is that like other landing gear in the back?
I think so. I don't know if that's realistic or not.
Yeah, please let us know that.
Yeah, if like a piece of the chassis comes down to become landing gear. It's kind of cool, regardless. It won't be rolling anytime soon, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely scraping up the bottom there. Yeah, I'm used to it being a wheel, but yeah, either way, it still looks good. Maybe that part folds up and it didn't do it.
Or maybe lands in like the snow.
Oh.
Next up, we have the bot mode, and I think this is where this figure shines.
Yeah, you're right. It looks badass.
It really does. I love how the blades get smaller. It's very cool.
And the colors look great.
Perfect.
Yeah. And I mean, there's your ab crunch for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks really, really good. They're doing a phenomenal job with this figure, or all these figures.
Yeah. No, I think this one might be my favorite so far. Honestly,
I hated
Onslaught looked really good, but this one, there's something about it that looks really, really good.
Well, Onslaught had to grow on you because you didn't like it at first.
Yes. Once we started seeing in-hand images, I was like, okay, it looks good. But the first images I didn't like. But this one, yeah.
And it cleans up very well everywhere.
I still don't know how it transformed. I'm a little worried. I want to see your transformation video on this because this is going to be a nightmare.
Hell, I want to see my transformation video on it.
Yeah, no, it looks great. And here you go. I don't like this arm mode. From this image, when we looked at the previous images, the shoulder wasn't separated and down. It was just up in a piece, which is what I'm more used to, which I liked. But this looks a little bit messy, honestly. And maybe it's because the brawls behind it, there's smoke effects, and it's not. You can't really get a good view of it, but it's not my favorite arm mode right now. Maybe that'll change when we see different configurations.
Yeah, I don't like agreeing with you. I think it looks the messiest. Like every other piece looks clean. Swindle, Brawl, Onslaught, they all look really clean and finished. This one looks like he's still transforming.
Yeah. And again, when I looked at the other renders, it did look different, so maybe that's what it is, but we'll have to see.
Yeah. I need some smoke effects. I keep seeing them.
Go buy them. They're out there. I think you can get them on Amazon if you look hard enough.
Yeah, I need.
You might not want to because you could probably find them cheaper elsewhere, but still.
Yeah, I need some of these.
One MP combiner to another. We've got. I'm assuming this is the youth version of Razer.
Yes, it is. And what makes me laugh about this one in particular, the bot mode looks great. I think it looks like he has a onesie on with like some underwear on top, like he's a superhero. The colors, the stickers and everything look well placed. The head looks spot on. The part that gets me is in alt mode. It's like it almost looks like the treads, and then there's like a booster seat for like the rest of it. And you just see like the purple and the pop of yellow and black, and then the gray, and that's it. Like it's not like all those stickers and things don't show through in the alt mode at all.
Well.
And it's like that on the G1 toy as well.
I was just about to say that. I don't even remember it. I could be wrong, or they could have peeled off and I didn't see it, but I don't even remember the yellow on the side.
Yeah, I think they had yellow stickers on the side.
They did? Okay, so I'd probably see it, somebody's old figure that it was taken off of. I think I like the color better, probably. We've talked about it on the show, Bone Crusher is my least favorite of the Constructicons because he's all green and there's no variation in the tune. So this one's a lot better. The decals that are just going to be stickers, let's be honest. Mm-hmm. Not my favorite. They're just flat. There's no life to them, but that does emulate the toys perfectly. So take it or leave it. I do think this looks good, though.
Yeah, it does. And then another BotCon reference being that, they had the regular version shown off there, and it looked great. So, really excited for all of these to come.
Yep, well, we'll look at another Bone Crusher later on in the show, but let's move on to this. So, you already have the Optimus, so I guess you need to get the Megatron. This is Mecha Transformation Deformation Series Tyrannosaurus Rex.
I do?
You do. You bought the Optimus Primal. You did.
I think this looks
good.
Like it. Oh, is that the black one that looked like it
looked weird and had like a scuba helmet?
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Okay. I couldn't remember.
Get the Megatron to go with it.
I like this Megatron better. I think I really like the colors. I really like some of the options. I don't know how many pictures you have of this.
I have some more.
Okay, so let's just talk about what's here. I think the dinosaur head on here, it reminds me of, I think it was called the cartoon Dino Riders. I think that's what it was called. That's what it kind of reminds me of. The green tail is, different. I think it looks pretty good. I'd get it for, I don't know, $25-$30, I think. Maybe.
Yeah, I think I would probably do the same. I think the bot mode looks really cool. I love the finish on the purple. Oh, it's shiny. That looks nice. Honestly, probably doesn't look as good, but it reminds me of the Bingo Toys Windblade with the red from these pictures. The sheen.
Yeah.
But again, I don't think you could probably compare them. I like the green. That looks pretty cool on there. What's really killing me is how far back those T-Rex eyes are.
Yeah.
Like, he looks, I don't know, that's throwing me off. Like, I feel like those need to be moved up a little bit to have more of a normal head. But other than that, I think it looks good. And if you moved on, you could also see where the eyes are too far back, which is why I put that picture in there. But he does come with the weird head, the not Transformer head, and then Megatron's head. Just like the other ones, you could get a pack to get the typical Beast Wars heads. Honestly, if I was to pick this up, I'd probably leave it with the more weirder head, just so it's not Megatron, and it could be its own new thing.
I can see you doing that.
Yeah.
I also like the blue.
Yes, the blue is a nice pop. Yeah,
in both modes. Yeah, I think this is a good looking figure, and like you said, the colors really pop on it. The purple is very vibrant, very vibrant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we'll see if this is reasonably a reasonable cost. I know the other ones were, so we'll see about this too.
Yeah.
Let's move on to your next Volcanicus after the SD ones. Are you excited to get Craftsman Toys version of Grimlock and Volcanicus?
I'm not.
You got to get them. You're a Volcanicus collector now.
Yeah, it doesn't really do anything for me. It looks, and so in Dino mode, it looks like he's choking on a Lego. Yeah, it's okay. I definitely want to see more. Maybe color will have me more interested, but I don't know. I'm kind of getting tired of Dinobots right now. There's just been a lot of them. Now the good thing is, and it's like, I guess I could be saying the same thing for the Constructicons as well. I think that with the Dinobots, it's just been, they all didn't come out at the same time. So you just had, Magic Square, then New Age, then Iron Factory had Grimlock, the Samurai Grimlock, and then Hasbro coming out with theirs, and then it's been a lot, and it's great because there's different options. You have Planet X had theirs, so it's just so many that we've been talking about Dinobots for like 2 years now, it feels like, and it's just another one to it. I'm not the biggest fan of the Volcanicus option, but it does look interesting.
Yeah. I can't talk too much about the bot mode because that light behind it is making it very hard to see details. I'm sure I could have put it in an editor and brightened it up, but I didn't do that. I didn't think to do that. But it looks nice. I really like this Dino mode, though. I thought the head looked really intimidating until you pointed out that he's choking on a Lego. Now that's really all I see. But I do think it looks good. I like the two guns on the back. Very unique. They're doing their own thing, just like they're kind of doing with Computron. Computron makes a little bit more sense to go a little more futuristic with it because, it's Computron. But I do think this has promise. I'm not getting it, so don't even say anything. I don't need another Volcanicus. But this does look, I think, really cool. That head is so neat. I think they did a great job with that head. I don't know much about Volcanicus, but I love that, like, the teeth are in the face shield. Like, when it opens up, that's cool. What I don't like are the guns don't go behind his back, but are the chest plate. That's kind of weird. Like, do they turn into guns and he, like tassels or something? I don't know.
Like what?
Tassels.
Oh, okay. I heard something else.
I don't want to know what you hear. Anyways, what do you think of this combined mode?
It rhymes with tassels. I think it's fine. The one thing that I did think about them doing, but then I saw this and it threw me off. Since Grimlock created created Computron, I was just like, oh, okay, that makes sense why they're doing Grimlock. But now that they're making it the full combiner, I was just like, oh, okay, I'm kind of back to what I initially said. I think the head reminded me of Kang Toys, Thunder King, their Predator King, actually.
Similar, yeah.
and yeah, similar head shape and things. I think it looks really done well. Actually, it looks like there's. I mean, all the details in the guns and the chest and the what's the dino head. I mean, there's a lot of details there. I like what I'm seeing here. I'm not the biggest fan of the Dinobots combining, but it is what it is. It looks kind of scary in the face.
Go pick it up then.
Yeah, I
I'll
might.
be happy to see it in your collection.
I might.
That means he's going to. Next up, we have
You
a
don't know
fourth
me.
party, 8808 New Evolution Mega Master. So I saw in the comments on Facebook that this is, I guess, an old Wei Zhang mold.
I saw the same thing. I like how it comes with the little laser beak.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, I don't have this version of Megatron. I'm interested in the price.
Yeah, I think this does look good too. Price is an option, but this thing's huge. I don't know if you saw the size.
It's fine.
I know for you. You a size queen. First, I do like the laser, the lightsaber. I'm just gonna call it better than Hasbro's. And I know they don't have. If you poke your eye out, they're not gonna get sued. But I do think that looks really cool. It's like 37 centimeters tall. That's like 14 inches, I believe. 14, 15 inches.
The only part I don't like about it is the feet on it. They look like he has some old dirty church shoes.
I see it now. I do like that the feet are incorporated into the stock, though.
That is very different.
That's kind of interesting and unique. But I don't like how they look in bot mode. They kind of, like you said, they look like the old dirty church shoes, but a kid's wearing his dad's. You see what I'm saying? They're a little too big for the spot, and a little too far down as well.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm not an anatomy expert.
Yeah, it looks like he has shoes and pants on. He looks like he has some high water pants on. I would like Megatron, pull your shoes up. But it does from there up. It looks great, and it gives you some different angles for his alt mode. With those feet like that. So I'm curious about this.
Yeah. I also don't like the tip on the gun.
Yeah.
But that might be removable for safety and shipping it into the US purposes.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. This looks good. I'll be interested to see more.
Me too.
Something else from BotCon is the Toy Notch and Astrobot 808 Atlas. This is via 5DO. It looks good. Not my cup of Energon at all, but I like that sword.
It looks better in the case. So in person, it looked great. And shout out to Toy Dojo for having this displayed. And it was one of the first things I saw when I did a video of the dealer room, and I was so caught up with some of the exclusives that Toy Dojo had that I forgot to even look at what this was.
Yeah, it looks fine. But
it does.
It doesn't really, fit in my collection.
It doesn't transform, so that's what kind of threw me off. Or not threw me off, but lost my interest.
I think we both got the comic in Orlando, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I remember that when they were just kind of starting off, I think it was.
Yeah, it's still sitting around here somewhere. All right, well, we'll be right back with the updates. Now let's get into the updates, and I think we have a Kickstarter that Bobby needs to go ahead and help them fund. Well, they already funded, and that's the Infantry X Transformers, the modular mechanical watches. The Kickstarter's live. As of writing the notes, not as of recording this, it already reached funding. It needed, I don't understand these numbers. Because it's Hong Kong dollars, $2,547, but they already have $12,270.
That's good.
Go ahead and help them out and get all three.
Not gonna do it. Not gonna be able to do it. I would get a Transformers watch if it had the big face on it that I typically rock.
Just pretend they're big faces. Maybe
Nah.
wear it with your big face watch, so then you don't feel like you're missing anything.
Nah.
One on each wrist.
Nah. I mean, like, yeah, no. I'm sitting here with one on my hand right now, and whenever I go back to some of my older watches, it just feels like I'm like when I lift my arm up, it just feels like I'm gonna like fly away because it's like no weight on it.
These do look good. They're not for me either. I would get their other watches that they had in their line. I believe it was this company, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it was another company. I don't know. But some of the other Transformers watches, because we've looked at a lot of them within the last 2 weeks, I think look better than these.
Yeah, these look, as you said, they look good, but they also look boring.
I don't mean this as a slight.
It's not a slight.
They look like kitty watches.
Yes.
I don't. They look good, but they remind me of like they would be packaged with like a T-shirt or something when I was a kid.
Yep. Yeah. They don't look sophisticated.
Exactly. Yeah. But they do look good still. If it's your cup of Energon, go get them. I think they still look good.
I 1000% agree with you.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. We've got. Almost called them Combaticon. Beast Wars. We have Venom. All
right, so I don't like these pictures. He actually looks like he's flying upside down
with his wings back. Yeah,
with his head like that. It actually looks like he's flying upside down.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, with the big hinge. I did look it up. That nozzle doesn't go forward. I swear it went forward.
It did too.
I maybe when you played with it and you saw it online, everybody had it out because it still looks weird to me. I know cicadas don't have that, but I don't know. I really don't like the legs still. He looks like they look like wet noodles on the ground, but it is accurate to what the original one looked like, so you know.
Yeah, ow, just hit my knee.
I did look up pictures of the original one to compare because I was curious.
Yeah, I have to pull I can't reach mine. It looks like he's flying upside down in both pictures, and then in the one on the right, it looks like he's flying upside down and he's shooting like he's in the Matrix or something like that.
Yeah, not my favorite alt mode.
Yeah,
I like the G1 better, but again, I guess it doesn't have as much articulation. I mean, here's the bot mode, and I always thought it looked weird, and that's because the G1 toy and artwork has a very broad shoulders, like very superhero proportions that go into a slim little waist, and this one doesn't have that. So that's why I'm kind of thrown off by this one. I'm still going to get it to finish off the Insecticons, but he always had this larger-than-life personality with, like, a big, broad-chested, shouldered warrior, and this one doesn't really have that vibe. I do love that the gun can combine with the little axe part to make a fully functioning axe. I think that is so cool. But yeah, I think that this is fine. It doesn't blow me away. It's just fine.
I didn't realize how much of a big old pumpkin head he has.
Well, especially without the big broad shoulders. He definitely has a pumpkin head. Yeah.
That's all I see now. I think
Halloween figure.
That's what I was just thinking. That I think it looks fine, like you said. Completing the group is the most important thing. I'm not as excited about this as when we first saw it.
Yeah, definitely. Mine has went up a little bit, but definitely not as much. And just for fun, we got this, which is the Insecticon Combiner. Somebody posted this, and you actually shared it with me, and they got to figure out where to put Venom now.
He's gonna be like Starscream with Bruticus.
You know, it would be really cool for Kang Toys to make an Insecticon Combiner. Or anybody. I'm just thinking King Toys because they do weird stuff. It would be really cool to have that. I know it's not G1, but it could work.
This looks interesting. Honestly, I was just like, wow. I still want a Piranacon from King Toys, but that's another.
Well, there are other people that I think they should do first. Yeah.
But yeah, it looks interesting. I didn't realize how many colors there were.
Yeah, because of the deluxe Insecticons.
Yeah.
Moving on, we've got Studio Series Devastator and Superion via No Trab. So these are still in updates. Rest of No Trab's pictures, you'll see them incoming, because these are still being finished. What do you think of the size difference as a G1er?
I don't like the size difference.
So do you think they should be the same size?
Yes.
Okay.
And it goes kind of, I don't know, you make this argument, but then it seems kind of weird as well. So I know, for instance, you like Megatron to be bigger than Optimus Prime, but then you have Megatron turns into a gun and Prime as a truck. But then when Megatron is a tank and Prime's a truck, you expect Megatron to be so much bigger. So I know with Transformers, it's, size is out the window. For combiners, I just like my combiners all to be the same size. Unless they are, mini cons that combine or something like that, then I would expect it. What I want to point out is Superion's chest and head look good. When I saw this today, I was actually pleasantly surprised at how good the chest, actually the whole midsection and everything looks really, really good. I don't like the arm aspect of it, and that's one of the reasons I passed on this. But I think it looks really really good. I'm liking what I'm seeing here.
Yeah. I'm opposite of you. I like different size combiners because I feel like their power doesn't come in their size. Their power comes from 6 individuals becoming one. You know what I mean? So I like Superion is actually in my collection. He's not out right now. The biggest out of all of them because he's Jets. It's just, But then you come into the Starscream conundrum because Starscream would be like, he would be able to the cars if it was real, if there wasn't size changing. So I get what you're saying. I don't like Devastator being so tall, just because they should at least be the same size because he's construction vehicles. It doesn't make sense. But I know sizing in Transformers doesn't make sense. I do think that they look good together. I have to agree with you. I think Superion looks better in the chest area than pretty much all of Devastator. That's probably because it doesn't transform. It's just, it probably folds up, but it's just one piece. But I do think that looks better. And the head, I think on Superion, I like that better than Devastator's head too. But, yeah, they look good together. Not for my collection, but they look good.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep. What do you think about the hands on Superion?
Oh, that's trash.
Let's move on to something that's not trash. We got boxes for the Loyal Subjects M.A.S.K figures. We don't have to go into too much on this, but is this what they looked like?
Yes.
You had them.
Yes. So definitely some nostalgia going on here right now.
And I realized why they call Rhino the mobile defense unit. Because Rhino from Spider-Man probably has that trademark. They don't call him Rhino. It's just like Venom and Venin. Sony and Marvel have Rhino trademarked, so they can't use Rhino. So now he's called the Mobile Defense Unit. Okay,
I got what you're saying now. But I think I'm looking at this box. The one on the left has Kenner on it. So.
Oh, that's weird. And it doesn't have it on the other one.
Yeah, can you go back to is it?
Those have Kenner on them.
Yeah. So that's.
I wonder why Condor doesn't. Maybe they just didn't have. Oh, it does have Kenner.
Condor does have it.
All of them have Kenner.
Yeah.
So does the Rhino in the corner.
Yeah. So I wonder if this is just a tease based off of the old box, and they just haven't taken that off because it is the old box.
I think Hasbro bought them, if I'm not mistaken.
No, yeah, Hasbro did buy Kenner.
Yeah. So it's probably just a throwback.
Yeah, but for loyal subjects to not have their marking on it, and
I think that's the black line. No, that's not. It probably says loyal subjects on there somewhere.
Yeah, because are you talking about the yellow line on Condor that's underneath the?
No, the black line next to the thing, but it's small on my screen, so I can't.
Yeah,
I'd have to blow it up.
Yeah,
I'm sure it says it on there somewhere. If not, on the back of the box.
Yeah, they definitely have to get rid of the Kenner.
But they would keep it on for nostalgia.
No, don't do that.
Moving on to something that's not Transformers, we got the Good Smile Company's Moderoid. It's a model kit. This is obviously Roadbuster, and this was pre-Roadbuster, and then Hasbro brought the rights to use Roadbuster. This looks great, though. I think with some paint, this would be an amazing Roadbuster.
Did you see the video on it?
I did not see that. I didn't know there was a video. I only saw the pictures.
Yeah, so there's a video on it. The transformation is very, very simple.
Well, it's probably the same as Roadbuster.
Yeah, it's very, very simple. But it looks really good. I think it looks cool. I don't see myself picking it up. But maybe if the price is right, I will.
That's a model kit, so those are usually a little cheaper.
Yeah.
I really liked this picture with the guns on the side and the giant shield gun. I thought that looked really cool.
The shield gun, is that what it says?
Oh no, I'm just calling it a shield gun because it looks like a shield with guns sticking out of it.
Oh, okay.
It's a Mach 11.
Yeah, I was looking at the things that are on the side of it, the 5
or missiles or whatever.
Yeah, I'm just like, man, what's he doing with those?
And the bot mode looks good too. Looks very posable.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, let us know if you get this down below.
Yeah.
Akai Studio showed off a painted version of the Prima Prime, and I think this does look very, very good. If not a little too good for the figure, but it does look very, very nice.
Squash everything that I've said in the past about this. I would probably get this for the figure. That head looks amazing.
It does.
It looks really, really good. They knocked this one. This might be my favorite out of all the heads that they've done. This looks really, really cool.
I can tell you it is my favorite. I think this one would actually enhance the figure quite a bit.
Yeah, yeah. I think this is really, really cool.
God, we gotta stop agreeing on so much.
I know, I hate this.
We got FansToys Marauder box art.
I know you like the cars on the wheel, or the cars on the front of the legs. I don't know if I like the way they look on the front of the legs, because it just looks like the car is upside down from the picture.
Yes, so I would like the cars flipped, personally.
To show the top of the car.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Yeah. But hopefully we get this in the next month or so. That would be amazing.
We'll see. They did say coming soon, but then somebody I saw in the comments said Christmas is coming soon as well. So, it does look like you might be able to flip the cars around, because if you look on the legs on the other one, the more tuned one, they're that way. So you might be able to do it either which way.
You are.
Yeah. So I think this kind of shows why I like the toy version better. It's just more colorful, more interesting to look at. It's just not all black. But either which way, I think these look good, both of them, honestly, no matter which one you decide to go with.
Well, and the other thing besides just the legs, I mean, you can see...
Oh, that's what I mean, all the chest and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
all the red and yellow in the chest. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
The purple looks nice on the crotch, please. But I kind of like what the tune has going on. And I've always liked the more the horns head crest on the tune one better. Sorry, not the tune, the toy version better.
The horny head
I stopped myself, yes. But they both look good. They both do look good.
Either way you display it, I think would look great.
And here's its box. Yeah, are you ready?
I am. I think we all are. It's been a long time.
It's been a journey. Let's get into another combiner, and we got Dreamstar Toys Pusher Warrior.
These names are so creative. I think it looks great. I like the weapons as well. So I guess there's going to be a sword on both sides, which is good. I was wondering if that was going to be the case. It's a very futuristic looking bulldozer, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, I just hope he has other weapons. Those swords look a little, for lack of a better word, dinky. Like, they're very short. They look like knives, not swords. You know, and I don't know. I feel like he needs better weapons. Or unless they're secondary weapons. Totally cool if he has them on his hips, like Jezzy, and then has his normal gun or whatever. So, we'll see. I'm assuming he does, because all of them come with a gun, right?
So far.
Yeah, so I'm assuming he will too. But it does look great.
Yeah, I agree. God, I hate doing this. And the alt mode cleans up very, very well in bot mode.
Surprisingly well.
Yeah.
And are you ready for this guy to be on your shelf? Well, kind of.
Half of them. 4/6 of them. Or 2/3 rather. Except 4/6. It's late. Yeah, I can't believe I just said that. I think it looks interesting. You know, this is one where the combined mode is arguable about which modes you like the best, whether it's bot, alt, or combined mode. I don't think there's a definitive winner with this in comparison to some of the other Devastators as well.
I agree. I think each one of those looks interesting, and they each have their own merits, depending on what you, the viewer, likes specifically. You know, so yeah, we'll see how this scales up. I'm hoping that their scavenger has the same thing going on with the wheels, so you do get. I don't remember what it looks like. I know they showed it off, so you get that symmetrical shoulder pad look. But who knows?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Because if it goes up, that's gonna look a little strange, but. Maybe the asymmetry will look good. We'll see.
Yeah, I think so. I think it will.
Ramen Toy showed off Bot and Boy. I don't know what this is. I don't know why he has a fan on his head. But summer's coming up. If we could get a real one that could follow me around with that fan, I would be appreciative.
As a kid watching this show...
What show is it?
It's M.A.S.K.
Oh, this was in M.A.S.K.
Yeah.
Oh, now you gotta get it.
Yeah, oh, definitely. And this is T-Bob, and so the leader's son, Scott, I believe his name was, and this was like his best friend, which is a robot that, of course, his dad made for him, and it made me, as a kid, it made me realize how my parents sucked at making money. Because I didn't have a T-Bop when I was a kid, and yeah, they were like the equivalent of like a Shaggy and Scooby or something like that. You know, Scott was always getting into trouble, and T-Bob would always kind of like follow behind him, but not really want to go. And so maybe Shaggy and Scooby's not the right way to say it, because they were both chickens. But yeah, this was really, they did a really good job on this figure.
Yeah, I agree. Tommy Park showed off D5 Crazy Scorpion Giant, which is the KO of Scorponok. If I could find this for a reasonable price, I'd be interested. You know me and Scorpions. I've always liked Scorpions. I like Scorponok. Never had a G1 Scorponok. Just like you, if I'm not mistaken. And I know we're probably both in on this. You're going to be in on it no matter what, but the price would have to be right for me.
I actually did have a Scorponok as a kid.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm in on this because I don't have a Scorponok now. I don't have a G1 Scorponok now, so I will be in on this. I have a G1 representation of all the other city bots except for this one. So yeah, this is bot.
Yep. Next up, we got QQT's Tantrum and Headstrong.
There you go, $20.
Yeah, they look good. I don't have a pre-order or anything in, but they look really good.
Yeah, they do. They're cute.
Tiny though. I don't know what we saw earlier that it said they were going to be bigger. Remember when we saw it in front of the computer? There must have been a miniature computer. Because next to that remote, these look tiny.
Well, I thought they were always going to be tiny.
I thought so too, but remember we saw that one picture where it looked big.
You're asking me to do something that you know I don't do.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That's remember stuff.
Yeah, they look good though.
They do look good. I'm interested.
Mm-hmm. Let's get into incoming, and I think you need to go ahead and pick up this next bot. You might have other molds, but I think this one is going to be one that you're going to put on your shelf, and that's Heatwave from No Trav. What do you think of this pretty bot?
This is not my cup of energon. I'll be passing on this.
I think it's good for what it is. He needed a new mold. I mean, that's just the bottom line. I don't think the bulkhead mold worked for a lot of its molds. It didn't. It looked decent as bulkhead, but it didn't have that vibe of bulkhead. That makes like the big circular vibe.
Yeah,
it was big and blocky. It didn't work for breakdown because that's just not what breakdown looked like in Prime.
Nope.
It looked good, and I don't think it works for Heatwave either. But I think it would be a decent representation if you really like rescue bots to have this in your collection.
If I liked rescue bots, if I grew up on rescue bots, if I collected rescue bots, must have. I think they did a good job with the figure. Like, it looks like what it's supposed to look like from a bot mode. Like,
I still think he's too boxy.
The head. Well, I didn't watch the show, so I can't really say. I know it's Heatwave. Like, I look at it and I'm like, oh yeah, that's one of those rescue bot things that I ignored. And so they did a good job. Like, the colors are good. The head looks fantastic.
Yeah.
It's just, even if it was the right mold, I'd probably still pass on it because I'm not in for the.
Yeah. I mean, I would be more interested if it was the correct mold. Not a correct mold, because there is no correct mold. If they did a new mold,
right,
I'd be more interested. The chase, didn't get the chase, but I got the
cliff jumper,
and that did not blow me away. I thought it looked so good, and then I got it in hand, and those wings that impeded articulation just threw me off. But yeah, I think this is great if this is what you're looking for. My only complaint is that ladder. It does not look like a ladder.
It looks like a step stool.
Exactly. Moving on, we've got Silverbolt from No Trav as well. What do you think of this?
It's missing some stuff. It's missing some details and some colors, especially around the chest area. The red looks great. I love the pop of red. The big wingspan, kind of cool, but there's like molded details, but there's no colors to go around it, and it just looks very, very bland. I think the leg color is okay, and those feet are terrible. Or the heel.
Why are they so long? Is he that back heavy?
Oh, he's skiing. He said he's scared of heights, so.
There you go.
He skis everywhere.
I don't know what it is. I think it's the blockiness about this. It reminds me of a good-looking New Age Legends figure. Because it's very blocky, and it looks like it's tiny. It doesn't look like a 6-inch tall figure. I don't know what about it, but I do think it looks nice. But like you said, it's boring. I feel like the gold should have been golder. The red should have been more vibrant red, because at least in these pictures it looks a little dull, a little pastel. But he doesn't look bad. The head sculpt's on point.
I can't believe I just did what I just did.
What?
I had a flashback that I was in my recording room because I was just like, let me look what the original is. And I looked up like...
Not yet. You'll be back to that someday. I do think this is a good use of the combiner kibble, though.
This is where I'll give them credit. I remember the G1 came with the ramp that, this made a base mode that attached to Metroplex. And I never knew that for like the longest time. This looks like a more functional base unit.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why I think it's pretty cool. It looks nice.
Yeah.
There he is with his other aerial bots. And with the other ones, I can see that it's not a Legends. I don't know why, but when I first saw that picture, it just looked tiny. Maybe it was the background.
I think it was also probably the pose. It looked like he was,
okay.
He had both his knees bent out. And
yeah, maybe it was that. I don't know. I'm not saying it looked bad at all.
He was doing a ballerina move.
And I think these are actually decent together. Are they going to be my aerial bots? Heck no. But could they be somebody else's? Yes, and I think they'd be good.
Yeah, I think if you like the aerial bots, go get them. I'm not going to say they're as bad. For me, it's more so the combined modes that look bad than the actual individual bots in certain cases.
I don't like how they combine.
Yeah.
And this is where I don't like the combiner kibble. I mean, I get you could leave it off, but like, I don't know. Maybe instead of going backwards, they should have went out with the wings and gave it like this big wing pack, so it has a really long wingspan. Maybe that would have been more interesting. I'm just thinking here because he just looks long. It looks like a UFO.
It looks like a paddle. Looks
that like too. It looks like a ping pong paddle.
Ping pong paddle. Yep. Yeah, I think the alt mode without the accessories looks fine. With it, it just looks. I don't. He's probably scared of heights because he can't get high with all that weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on to the 86 Hook and Long Haul, the other commander, via No Trav as well. Let's look at them individually. First, we have Hook. What do you think of Hook?
I think it looks fine. Honestly, the I don't know how I feel about the purple hook, but everything else is okay. My little gripes like the forearm, how short and stubby that is.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think it looks like a very good figure. The alt mode looks really good. I like where the gun stores on the side there. In bot mode, it looks like it's very posable, and there's some leg bends there, which of course you expect. But yeah, I think it looks fine.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's passable. It's not my favorite. I don't like the proportions here and there. Those flaps on the side of his head are kind of throwing me off.
I think they go down.
Yes, but like.
Well, maybe they don't. They have it up on both of them. Both
I think that's just so his head can move and he can look. I feel like they should have just had a thing where they like flip all the way back, or something. I don't know, but it looks good. I kind of like the hook on his arm. It's a little different. That tells you it's a 5mm port. I really like the look of the gun. They did a good job on the gun.
Yeah,
but this is okay.
Yeah, not a lot of kibble.
Yeah, that too. Especially when he has a head in his chest. So they did a good job with that.
Yeah, I agree.
And here's Long Haul. What do you think of Long Haul?
I think it looks, again, I think this one looks good as well. I think the alt mode is where this one shines. I can see him towing the extra stuff. I I get why it's closed, but it looks like a dump truck is usually carrying stuff that, you know, that gets filled, and this trailer looks like a trailer more so than like a something that would be on with a construction vehicle. And I could be totally wrong, but please, you know, those who know more about construction vehicles can chime in. It just looks like he's pulling a hitch more so than doing anything on a construction site.
I completely agree. It's very strange looking. I don't think dump trucks have trailers. Maybe I'm wrong. Please let us know in the comments. But either which way, I do think the trailer looks kind of cool with the missiles on the back, which are the forearms and stuff. That's a whole other figure, though. I'm like, it would have been cool if it could just pop out some arms and legs and be the 7th Constructicon Larry or something.
Not Larry. My name's Larry.
This looks good, though. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I think people who will be getting this set are going to really like it, though.
Yeah, I agree.
And here they all are together. What do you think of this size comparison? Was that a jump scare?
that Bone Crusher is just awful. I like the colors on Scrapper and Bone Crusher, though. In the chest area, there's not much colors on the others, but they're fine. They're fine for what they are.
But you didn't answer the question about the size. Do you like Bone Crusher and Scrapper being shorter?
No.
Should these all be the same size too?
Yes.
Okay. I'm glad we're on the same page. New Age Vice is coming out.
It looks better than the Sunstreaker.
Yeah, I think this looks great. I love the head. They're on point with the head. I like the posability. Yeah, if this was a little bit bigger, I might be interested. I think it looks better than the Masterpiece version, but I didn't really like how tuned that one was.
Probably new technologies in this than the Takara version, but you're
right. The Takara version was pretty old.
Yeah, I do like the Takara version though.
Yeah. Next up, we have Tyrannotron Rise. These photos are via I Am No Fire.
Yeah, I gotta get this. I don't even know why it's on the back of my mind so much to get it, but yeah, I want this.
Yeah, I think it looks really good. I'm interested to see how many repaints we get at TFCon, but I do think this looks really good.
That would be very interesting.
Yeah, we probably won't get any until next year just because of Ruination.
Yes, come on, finish that.
But PSX showed off that you have to be careful and avoid moving the chest panel sideways during transformation. You could break. So is this a QC issue or is this a mold issue? If they're putting out a statement, it's probably a mold issue.
That's terrible.
So do you think yours are going to come cracked already?
Hell no. Don't put that out. Don't put that out in the atmosphere.
Next up, we got Iron Factory Lightning Wing.
This is fine. Collectively, if you like these things, it's not for me.
Yeah, it's good for what it is. Moving on to recently released, we've got Megatron Godzilla.
It looks better than the pre-release or video or pictures. I still don't like it, but it does look better.
So I know Godzilla's supposed to be like the villain of the first movies, where he's destroying the city. You know, he's an allegory for the nuclear bomb and whatnot. But I always felt like he was the good guy fighting all the bad monsters. And I don't think he should be Megatron. He should be Optimus. Or just Grimlock. Just have Grimlock. Grimlock kind of makes sense because he destroys things, but he's still a good guy.
That's a very good point.
Just seems not fitting. Maybe if it was, forgive me, Godzilla fans, the three-headed dragon, Godira or something, or Mothra, yeah, have them be Megatron. But Godzilla, I don't think should have been.
Mothra was a moth, I believe. But
Yeah, but I mean, Megatron could turn into a moth. That'd be kind of cool.
You would like that.
I would.
Yeah, I'm not feeling the Edge Grimlock either.
Okay, moving on. We already talked about this coming out, but I thought it was kind of cool to see it with the G1 Toys. This is Fans Hobbies Armor Eagle via UNEM Studios. So, will you be getting the toy decos as well? With the chrome gold.
I do kind of like that.
I think it looks so much better. If they did this in those colors, I'd be much more interested.
Yeah, I'm looking behind me. I did actually get this, and it's not a bad figure actually. And I put the armor on, and it doesn't look that bad in hand.
Uh-oh, he's becoming a pretender lover.
Hell no.
He's picking them all up now.
I immediately took the mask off of him. Which is kind of cool because you can still have them armored up and just take the face mask or take the helmet off.
It doesn't look so out of place.
Mm-mm.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, toy deco. I would be much more interested.
Yeah, I would have to get I'd have to see what the price is.
You'd pick it up. Next up, we have New Age Toys, H27U David.
I hate them for doing this. It looks good. That's all I gotta say.
I think you need to pick it up.
No, I'm not. But it does look good.
I don't like that the gray parts on Optimus are like yellowish gray.
Yeah, I don't like that either. And then
I wish that was either white or silver or something. It looks. I know he's supposed to probably look dirty like he does in the comics, but I just don't like it. But the rest of it looks good. I think you need to step up your New Age Optimus collection and pick all these up.
This is exactly why I don't collect. That's crazy. I have one of them. I have two of them.
I was going to say you got two of them, yeah. So I think you need to go back and get all these guys.
Oh my Jesus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, nope, not gonna be able to do it. That's 15. That's 15 primes right there.
Surprised you didn't get the Hate Plague Magnus in the back.
I didn't notice that, and I would have. Let me not say that. I probably would have if they made other figures that way. I don't want just
like if other figures were see-through red.
Yeah, because it doesn't.
Wait, you get at least one sale.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do it. Nope.
Lastly, we have BotCon's exclusive from YOLO Park Mini Sound Buster and Glyph. And these pictures of a friend of the channel, TM Reviews.
That Glyph, that color looks so good.
It does.
And I was very tempted to grab him. I was very good.
You should just did it. Your second and third YOLO parts.
I was very tempted for the Glyph.
Sound Blaster actually looks good too.
It does, but
I mean, there's other Sound Blasters out there,
right?
Yeah,
but that Glyph looks really good.
I'm still annoyed that I don't remember the female Bumblebee did not come out in Glyph colors.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
It's perfect. Go ahead and repaint it for me, Bobby.
No, that's not gonna happen.
Well, that's everything we have for you tonight. So go ahead and let us know what you think about what repaints you would want from that female Bumblebee. Why not? Anything else that we talked about, let's hear it. And we'll see you guys very soon with a special episode.
Yes, as always, to all debates are won. One thing that we did forget was YOLO Park also had a cliff jumper that was exclusive as well, but we kind of talked about that on previous videos. So
exactly.
But as always, to all debates are won. Stay tuned. Very exciting stuff happened at BotCon, and I'll be happy to share with you.
Yeah. So stay tuned. We'll see you soon.
To all debates are won. Later.